Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. I am your host for today's live stream. My name is Connor. I want to welcome everybody back to the channel. Hope everybody is having an amazing weekend out there wherever you are in the world. If you watched UFC last night, big shout out to Johnny Bones Jones for getting that W. Amazing fight. Good to see him take that heavyweight championship belt and put it around his waist. But we do have a lot to talk about when it comes to cryptocurrency. As usual, the market, the crypto market at least, does not stop moving. If you don't pay attention for one day, you are going to be completely in the dark. Now we have a bunch of rumors coming to light talking about the SEC attacking various DeFi protocols. Lido LDO is one of those protocols, and that's what's on the table right now. Another kind of situation where we got to be careful and we have to analyze everything that is happening and use our best judgment as to what is going to happen next. I'll be talking a lot about that during this live stream, so be sure to stick with me until the very end. I want to welcome everybody to today's live stream. Big shout out to Reverend Flashback saying, "Hi Connor, good to see you. How are you doing?" I'm doing good. Thank you. Are you as upset as I am? In regards to what? About the SEC news, or I'm not sure why you're upset, Reverend Flashback, but I'm not that upset, no. I just roll with the punches. That's my motto in life. Elvis saying, "Happy Sunday, everyone. Hope you all been having a good weekend." Thank you, Elvis, Tintin, Mignaz, Joshua, Rigoberto, Andrea, Michael. Everybody, good to see you all. Adrian as well. Let's start things off with our crypto market overview. So taking a look at the market right now, it's been a very quiet weekend. Bitcoin is trading for $22,419 and Ethereum is trading for $1,566. And those have been flat since our kind of flash crash we had on Thursday evening. Altcoins have been moving a little bit more, but for the most part, I've just been watching the majors after that huge crash, that huge flash crash we had on Thursday evening. So let's kind of go ahead and take a look at the charts and discuss everything that is happening when it comes to the price action as well as the big news. So if you guys watched my video on Friday evening talking about this range, this price action that we're seeing, well then you would have understood that the plan was to basically wait for a sweep of the low on Bitcoin and ETH, right, for it to sweep the range low down here, and that just never happened. All right, it kept on bouncing from the 50% range over here on Bitcoin. That's at $22,200. And on Ethereum, that price level is over here at $1,548. All right, a lot of altcoins went ahead and did what we were looking for on Bitcoin and ETH, where they dropped below the range low and then quickly reclaimed it. But Bitcoin and Ethereum did not do that. All right, one example, let's see, Filecoin is an example of that, right? Filecoin, it was doing the same exact thing as Bitcoin and ETH, where it was respecting that 50%, and then what it did was it dropped below that low that it made on the crash. As you see, it was bought up and it reclaimed. So if you guys watched my video on Friday evening, this was exactly what I was looking for on ETH. But ETH and Bitcoin did not do it. They did not give us that move, but a lot of altcoins did. So depending on if you were trading this weekend, you could have caught those, but I was just watching the majors, right? Because the majors give us the direction of that overall market. Now, the big thing that everybody's talking about is the SEC news, whether or not this is a rumor or actually true. This was posted yesterday, March 4th, and we can see Lido's LDO token sinks 10% following rumors crypto staking service received SEC notice. So the crypto podcaster David Hoffman spread a rumor that the SEC had delivered a Wells notice to the decentralized staking service. A spokesperson for Lido declined to comment. So these guys are with Bankless, which is one of the bigger crypto podcasts out there. And they were basically just talking about how, Lido kind of got a Wells notice, as well as a lot of the other top DeFi protocols out there. So they're saying that it's only a rumor, that it's not true, that we don't have anything to worry about. But, if you're like myself, and you like to use critical thinking instead of just reading the headlines that they show in the media and believing them 100%, then your eyebrows are going to raise a little bit here. you're going to be a little bit concerned that maybe it's not just a rumor here. Because let's not forget, when FTX went down in November, what was Sam saying on Twitter? He was saying everything is fine. We got nothing to worry about. The exchange is in good hands. We're not insolvent. Everything is business as usual. The next day, they announced that they lost everybody's money, billions and billions of dollars, etc., etc. Whenever there's any rumor of something bad, the people that would be responsible, if it is actually bad, always deflect and they deny. They're like snakes. All right, so we got to be careful and we got to be able to spot these snakes in the grass. And it's pretty much looking like that this is a snake in the grass here, that these rumors, I would not be surprised at all if they are indeed true. So, what does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and read on in this article. The SEC's crypto crackdown. So, Wells notices come amidst a broader crypto industry crackdown by U.S. securities regulators. Last month, for instance, stablecoin issuer Paxos confirmed that it had been served a Wells notice on February 3rd. So, we have a recurring pattern here. As traders, we should be able to spot, all right, they're sending out Wells notices in February. Now they're sending to a stablecoin. Now they're going after DeFi protocols. So there's a pretty good chance here that it's actually true. Let's go ahead and read on. The SEC said it's considering charging Paxos with operating an unregistered security with its Binance-linked BUSD stablecoin. Lido, a liquid staking platform, helps users lock up or stake tokens to earn interest. Earn interest? Oh no, the SEC has to protect its citizens from earning more than a 0.1% interest rate on their money, right? Definitely worthy of a Wells notice and investigation. Lido currently accounts for 31% of all staked Ether, according to Dune. The 8 billion staked with Ethereum via Lido makes it the largest Ethereum staker, so a good protocol to make an example of. Last month, the crypto exchange platform Kraken agreed to shutter its own staking service in a settlement with the SEC. The Kraken shutdown had a chilling effect on the crypto staking landscape, raising regulatory questions for similar services, centrally controlled and DAO operated alike. So there's no debate here. The SEC and really all of the banking institutions in the world that control fiat money don't like staking. They don't like DeFi. They don't like not having control over the monetary system. So this is only the beginning of the battle. This is going to be a long battle. And 2023, as I said at the start of the year, is going to be the year of regulation, and it's starting to kick in now. All right, so if you think it's going to be just, let the good times roll, it's all good, everything's going to pump, it's not necessarily looking like that right now. Now, one concern for me was that on Friday, or actually it was Thursday evening, on Thursday evening, which was actually the daily candle on Friday, this candle here, this was a crypto-only drop, all right? Stocks rallied. Stocks had a very good Friday. As you see here, this is the Friday candle. Stocks rallied hard. Stocks pumped. Usually we have some kind of correlation. Also the dollar, the DXY. As you see, the day that that big crash happened in crypto, the dollar actually also dropped. Usually there's an inverse correlation where the dollar goes up when crypto crashes, but this time the dollar actually tanked and crypto at the same exact time also sold off heavily. So it's clear that all the correlations right now are off. We can't necessarily accurately use the dollar 100% of the time, or it's high correlation, direct correlation with the stock market, right? Because stocks rallied, the dollar fell, and crypto still just sold off super hard. So it was a crypto-only event, and it's looking like we could be getting a lot more of these crypto-only events. And now let's say, for example, if stocks were to actually go ahead and retrace this pump, it's going to add more potential downside sell pressure to crypto. So I don't want to be all doom and gloom right now. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm only just keeping it real and telling you what I am seeing right now in the market and what we should be concerned about. Because yes, this is actually concerning here. I would not be having this conversation if I wasn't necessarily somewhat concerned here. All right, so there is a very large possibility that March is going to be an absolute bloodbath. I hope it doesn't end up like that, but let's just be real for a second. The SEC has crypto in its crosshairs, and that's the situation on the table. Let me see what's happening in this live chat and see what's going on. Joshua saying, in my opinion, Bitcoin must stay above $23,800 to remain bullish. Rigoberto saying, buying opportunities is all I see. Yeah, Rigoberto, for sure. When the big drop happens, that will be the opportunity, but definitely got to be careful about now, because let's say, for example, that we do, kind of get a big drop. How big could it actually be here on Bitcoin? Well, from current price to our daily demand zone, it's only around 4 to 5%. Really less than 5% from current price to our major daily demand level. Below that, the next obvious level on the chart is going to be down here. All right, so from current price to these levels, we have around a 6 to an 8-9% move. Still really not that much, because we've seen Bitcoin drop 20 to 40% pretty quickly. All right, so it is very possible that we see something like a 20 to 40% move on Bitcoin to the downside. 20% would take us right kind of to these support levels at around 18. This is possible. This is definitely possible. Back to this support. As you see, we kind of blew through it on our way up and never retested. So just looking at the chart, doing a measured move, worst case, absolute worst case, if all of the rumors are indeed true, and let's not forget, like it was last week, the SEC came out and they said that every crypto other than Bitcoin is also a security. So there's multiple pieces of evidence lining up here. All right, you guys know me if you've been subscribed to the channel. I'm not one to just come on up here and spread false rumors and talk about fear and uncertainty and doubt all the time. That's usually not how I roll, but when it's in there, when it's actually real and present, I will discuss it. And it's here right now. It's definitely here. So yeah, I mean, we do have this kind of major support level down here at around 18,750, 19K. And that's kind of worst case. Maybe we come down and test this wick at 18.3. But regardless, the way things look, yeah, you should be a little bit concerned. You should be a little bit concerned here, because there is a very high probability that these rumors are indeed actually true. And also, what's going to happen with Ripple XRP, right? They've been in their lawsuit for like 3 years now. And if you look at this chart, it hasn't done anything. It hasn't done jack. Okay, sure, it had a nice pump when Bitcoin ran up from 16K to like 25. XRP, it pumped 27%. Wow. Listen, this is not good. All right, if XRP comes out and they lose the case too, it's just really kind of broad implications for the overall market. And yeah, XRP has severely underperformed since the start of the year. We've seen a lot of altcoins pump 100%, 200%, 500%, 1,000%. XRP pumped 27%. Why? Well, they're in that lawsuit with the SEC. Buying it is extremely risky. They could come out and win the lawsuit, and it would pump like crazy. But the way that things look right now, if we're going to go solely off of probabilities, because as traders, as market speculators, that's our best tool. Nothing is a given. We go solely off of probabilities and the chances of something happening. And the probability right now that XRP is going to be declared a security by the SEC is rather high. So a lot of things popping up on our radar right now to be concerned about, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And I hope they're all false rumors. I hope they're all not true. But very good chance they are actually true, so just kind of be careful about going in and taking out loans and taking out debt and investing your entire life savings into the market right now. There will be a time when that's the correct decision to make, although over leveraging yourself and betting your entire net worth is never really the correct decision to make, unless you're right, of course, but you shouldn't do it. But there will come a time when it's time to go heavy again, like it was Bitcoin at the start of 2023, when the odds are in your favor for a pump. And right now, the odds are not necessarily in our favor for a big pump, is really what I'm trying to say. Let me see what's going on in this live chat over here. We're going to look at altcoins in a little bit, guys. Victor, I'll look at IMX. I'll look at Matic Elvis. I'll look at all those. Rigoberto saying, Connor, Filecoin still 97% down. Can it get back to the all-time high? My only concern is the circulating supply and max supply. TA, if you can, brother. Listen, Filecoin I'm actually extremely bullish on. Decentralized storage, decentralized cloud storage is going to be a major thing in crypto. It's going to be a big narrative. Filecoin down 97% from the high. I don't know if it gets back to 236, but I can easily see Filecoin in a full-on bull market trading at over $200. Does it reach 236? I don't know. But for sure, Filecoin, this is a $200 coin. They just announced the Filecoin virtual machine, etc. Big things for the Filecoin network. I'm bullish on Filecoin. It decentralized cloud storage. It's the leader in that market sector. So Rigoberto, I'll look at the chart later, but yeah, I think Filecoin can get back to $200. What's happening, everybody? Labradoodle, do we sell half of our spot bags? Labradoodle, I do not give financial advice. If you have a ton of crypto and you want to sell half of it to de-risk, might not be the worst decision, but I can't answer that for yourself. That is simply a decision you need to make on your own. Leon says, Connor, what is the FUD about? Well, the FUD right now is about the SEC's crypto crackdown. Essentially, last week or 2 weeks ago, they came out and said that every crypto... Let's see if we can find the article. See if we can find our article here to better present our live stream. Live. See if we can find what we're looking for over here. They write a bunch of fluff in these CoinDesk articles. I don't know who they pay to write them. But regardless, the SEC said that every crypto other than Bitcoin is a security. They said this recently. And now we are seeing them issue, or rumored to issue, some Wells notices with the top DeFi protocols. And let's just look at the LDO chart here and see what's going on with Lido. So LDO had a very good start to the year. Had a very good start, pumped from like 95 cents up to $2, 260 actually. Retraced back to 2, held support over here at 185. All right, this is when I actually took my entry. After the initial pump, I got in myself here at around 190 to 195. Then what happened? Well, we grinded. At this point, the trade became extremely overcrowded. Everybody started talking about LDO. Everybody started talking about the Ethereum Shanghai narrative. Everybody said how Lido was the market leader. So the trade got extremely crowded. And when the trade gets crowded, that typically means that it won't go as fast or as hard as you want it to. And also, there was a lot of research done with all the top venture capitalist crypto firms. And there was the general consensus that they all held Lido LDO, right? It's in pretty much every single VC firm's holdings, Lido. So definitely an overcrowded kind of trade. Well, what's happening now is they're rumored to be getting investigated by the SEC. So as you see, LDO made a double top over here, made a slight lower high above $3.25. And then what it did, where we need to be a little bit concerned, was it broke market structure. It broke this trend line. All right, price went ahead and for 2 days it consolidated. Then we had the clean breakout. Then we had another successful candle yesterday on Saturday when really the entire market was flat and sideways. Lido dropped like 10%. It actually dropped 13, almost 14% from high to low on that daily candle. So right now, Lido is holding this support area just below $2.50 at 243. Right, trading slightly above it right now. But this is our support on the chart, $2.43 really. And for sure, it's going to come back and test this level. And listen, this structure break here, this is a daily trend line break. And this trend line was going for over 3 weeks, 25 days. So this is a break in market structure here that you cannot ignore. For example, the last time that Lido kind of broke a big trend line was over here. After the August pump, the Ethereum merge kind of pump. And as you see, after the trend line broke, it got pretty ugly. This is just obviously one example, but after that trend line broke, it dropped 65%. All right, and from high to low, this drop was 70%. So let's say even we get half of that. Let's say we get half of that. 35% is going to take us back to $2. All right, that's not that bad. But if it does another kind of 60-70% move, we're looking at Lido back to sub 130, which can definitely happen. It can definitely 100% happen. Don't forget, what is LDO? It's a governance token for the Lido protocol. It literally has no use case other than to vote on the future of the DeFi protocol, right? You can't necessarily use it for anything else. So basically what I'm trying to say is, yes, don't be surprised if this thing falls off of a cliff. It's very possible that it does. So I personally, like I said, I bought most of mine over here from around 190 to $2. I sold 80% of my tokens. All right, I'm still holding a little bit. I should probably just sell the rest. But I still made a profit on it. I was expecting a lot higher. I was expecting at least a 1x or a 2x back up to $4. It probably does still make its way up there after this FUD blows over and passes. But that could be in months. And I don't want to be a bag holder, all right? I'm not a part of the Lido community. I'm a trader, all right? I'm not trying to join this community and join their Telegram chat and say, just hold through the FUD, right? I'd rather have my money in cash and be able to buy it again lower if I choose to do so. So I de-risked heavily. We just got a $5 super chat from Andrea. Thank you, Andrea, for that super chat, saying, tell me if I will get my profits back in mute, Connor. Well, what do you mean get your profits back? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by getting your profits back. Where did they go in the first place? So with mute, I talked about this in my ZK video last week, and it's coming to our first demand zone. And the way that things are looking right now in the market, we probably do come back to this lower demand zone, sub 66 cents. So that's mute. Yeah, look for it to come sub 66 cents. Andre, when you said get my profits back, I really don't know what that means. I don't know where your profits went in the first place. So I can't really answer that question. Let's see, the inspiring channel. I've done a lot of mistakes. I did buy when market dipped and then it tanked. So no, I listen to the news and market sentiment. I buy only when the red is really red. Yeah, no doubt. Definitely. Be greedy when others are fearful. At the point of max fear is the optimal buying opportunity. I personally did that in March of 2020, and that was the generational Pico bottom. So personally, like I was very present when FTX collapsed, right? When Sam, right? This was a thread from the day before FTX went down on November 6th. He's saying we've already processed billions of dollars of deposits and withdrawals today. We'll keep going. We're hitting node rate capacity, also tons of USD stablecoin conversions going on. In the end, you should do what you want and trade where you want. We're grateful to those who stay, and when this blows over, we'll welcome everyone else back. Long story short, it never blew over. It was very real, and FTX went down in a giant burning fireball. So what was the point I'm trying to make here? Yeah, be greedy when others are fearful. When FTX went down, personally to me, it did not feel like March 2020 where it was major capitulation. But that did end up being the bottom for now. Probably was the bottom. But yeah, I agree with you, the inspiring channel. You got to be greedy when others are fearful. Somebody asking if we can take a short trade on Lido. I would not recommend it unless you kind of get a... Here's the thing. When there's rumors like this, a lot of people out there automatically assume, gotta short it. Short, right? Their antennas peak up. They're like, I gotta short this coin. It's gonna go to zero. If a lot of people think that all at once, what's gonna happen? Probably a short squeeze. So expect violent swings. Don't expect this thing to just fall off of the face of a cliff, right? If you have an edge where you look for shorts and your edge is present, then yes, you can take a short trade. But if you think you can just short Lido right now and it's just going to automatically fall back to below $1.50, that's not how it works. Expect short squeezes. Expect shakeouts of the shorts. Maybe even clear and sweep these highs up here. Make people think that the FUD is all fake, that it's going to go to new highs, but it's only a sweep and then it gets rejected back down. All right, so you don't just automatically go and open up the exchange and press short, right? Everything needs to line up. All of your regular trading rules need to be there. So, yeah, you can certainly take a short on Lido, but you don't just do it now blindly, right? Wait for price action to develop more and see what happens with this news come tomorrow, come Monday, when everything opens up again, when it's Monday, the normal week, and it's not the weekend anymore. We got Jazzy with us saying, good to see you, legend. What's happening, Jazzy? Good to see you as well. Maribito saying crypto is over. It's not over. It's definitely just a little bit concerning right now because every single bear market we have this. Every single bear market we have all of the FUD, all of the people saying that crypto is dead. By the way, guys, we have only 20 likes right now on the stream. Go ahead right now and smash up that like button for me. I greatly appreciate your support, and it does really help out the channel. So again, hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. So Maribito, I do disagree that crypto is over. It's not over. It's just stuff we got to deal with. From the time Bitcoin was created, people have been saying that it's over, that it's done, it's going to disappear, it's all vaporware, it's never going to get used. Crypto is very far from over. It's actually just beginning. But right now, it's definitely doomy and gloomy. Andre saying, I had 20K profits in mute and now all gone to dust. Yeah, that's what happens in this market. That's definitely what happens if you do not take any profits. So always look at the volume on the daily time frame. So over here you can see how the volume was peaking. And it wasn't the top, but it was pretty close to the top. Nobody will ever be able to time the exact top, okay? Similar with ZyberSwap, right? If you just bought this when I first started talking about it here in the channel, when it was $20, or 20 cents, I mean, right? Down here when it was 20 to 30 cents. And then, you farmed it, you staked it, you did what you had to do, you grew your stack of Zyber, and then over the course of a few weeks, like 3 weeks, it went from 20 to 30 cents all the way up here to $20. It did that 100x. If you didn't sell anything, what's the point? What's the point? Are you just going to hold on to this thing forever? Right? You need, it's so important. It is so important to take profit when things are pumping, when everybody is greedy, when everybody's like, this thing is just going to keep on going and going and going, right? If you look at the volume over here, when it first kind of broke above $10 when we started to spike, then the whole way it was just kind of consistent buying. And then as soon as the volume really started to show red over here, that's your signal that it's going to get super ugly. Even if you sell on the way down, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. But just, you need to get into the habit of realizing gains. There's several people in my Discord that, you know, went all into Zyber at the bottom. They sold on the first pump at like $7. They bought back in at like $4. Right, and they just traded it the whole way. That was all them. I was just giving them the levels, right? They were going ahead and doing that. But, you know, that's why trading is so valuable. If you have the mindset of a trader, not a holder, to sell, that you can sell whenever you want, that it's good to sell, it's good to take profit, then you're not going to be in the situation where, you know, where all your profits turn to dust. But everything is a learning experience, right? We're all human. None of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. And all we can do is just keep on going, keep on trucking and rolling with the punches. But definitely get into the habit. If you know, something like this on mute, this thing went like 4x from the bottom, 377%, right? Almost a 5x. So definitely, it's even okay to sell on the way down. Just realize bare minimum your initial profit so that you're not in the situation where everything that you made turns into nothing and then you actually end up losing money. That's the worst situation to be in. Pretty sure we've all been there, but some of us learn quicker than others, and you know, the next time we have an opportunity to sell something at a 5-figure profit, we take that opportunity. Joshua says, I lost $30,000 for VeChain before because I thought it was going to be $1 and held. Happens, man. It happens for sure. Vajra saying, do you think they will come after off-ramps? Very good chance. They probably already are coming after them. There's been a lot of talk about banks in the United Kingdom, the UK, as well as the US, saying that they're no longer going to offer any crypto custody services. Of course, Silvergate closes the SEN platform institutions used to move money to crypto exchanges. This is an off-ramp. This is 100% an off-ramp used to move money to crypto exchanges. Crypto bank Silvergate no longer basically in business. Silvergate, which warned this week about its ability to remain in business, discontinued its SEN platform that institutions used to move money to crypto exchanges. So yeah, they're already going after on and off ramps. It's a full-on assault, right? They got the paratroopers. They're sending in the land, air, and sea troops to take down crypto right now. It's a full-on assault. There's no doubt about that. DeFi protocols, on-off ramps, exchanges, everything. So yeah, definitely, Vajra. They're going after that. The Inspiring Channel says, if Bitcoin goes to 18, 19K, alts will be destroyed, 40% down minimum. Yeah, I think honestly it's going to be 60 to 80%, 60, 70, 80% drops on altcoins if, a big if, it does turn out to be true. So if you're, let's say, let's pick a random coin, Loopring with the ZK narrative. Loopring was everybody's favorite in January and February with the ZK roll-up narrative. It was pumping like crazy. Let's say you went ahead and got into Loopring over here at like 45 cents. Well, right now, if you did that, this is just an example. Right now, you're down 28%. All right, that's pretty substantial. Let's say, you put $10,000 into it, and now you're down 28%. You're down $2,800. Here's the thing. we're at this level. This is a supply level. I mean, this is a demand level. This is a support zone. Okay, but we broke critical market structure. We're selling off. The trend is down right now. In a downtrend, support structures get destroyed to the downside. So this is just one example, but right now, if we are to have this kind of major flush out again, the point I'm trying to make is that it's better to just cut your losses, essentially. Right, you're down 28% right now. Yeah, it's really bad. That sucks. But what happens if you go down 50%? Or you go down 60, 70, 80%? That would be even worse. There is the possibility that we bounce from this support zone and you may be able to capture some percentage points back. You might be able to only lose 20% or 18% instead of 28%. But what if it doesn't bounce? What if it just rips through? Well, then you're going to be down even worse. So that's why using a stop loss is so key, right? If you bought this at high up here near supply and you thought it was just going to keep on going to $1, now here you are down 28%. This is why you have to use a stop loss and cut your loss after, say, 8%, 10%, 12%. That's still all better than a 28% drawdown. So, yeah, I mean, I would say I can't give you financial advice, but better to just cut a loss and move on with your life instead of holding on to an asset that just keeps on losing value. Just the way things look right now. Let's see, RH, can you please teach me how to know how a low coin can go, for example, Gala? RH, that's not very clear what you're asking. Can you please teach me how to know how a low coin can go, for example, Gala? Not sure exactly what you're asking, but I have a general idea. How do you know when a coin is going to explode? You don't. You really don't. I mean, you look at the fundamental analysis. You look at if it's actually being developed, if it's being used, if it's an on-chain DeFi protocol. Does it have on-chain transactions to back it up? Is it generating revenue? Right? You look at all the fundamentals, and then the biggest sign for a big pump is, of course, the technicals. When you have these small accumulation candles, this is known as consolidation. Right now we have that with Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? If we look at Bitcoin and ETH on the smaller time frames, such as the 1 hour time frame, right? If you look at this is all consolidation after a major expansion move. So after volatility comes consolidation, then after consolidation comes volatility. So if you want to know when a coin is going to explode, for example, Gala, you zoom it out to the daily time frame. Where is it on my watch list? You zoom it out to the daily time frame or the weekly time frame, and you wait for the price action to show you something like this, like this, where it's all accumulation candles. And if you do this with the wrong coin, it's not going to move, which is why you have to pick the right coin. But that's just one example with Gala. Joshua says, whenever you have relatives ask you about cryptocurrency, it's the top in my opinion. Yes, or the bottom, right? If you told your relatives to, dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and they've been doing it for like 2 years, and then they come to you in November after the FTX thing, and they're like, hey, should we stop buying Bitcoin with everything that's going on? That's a bottom sign, right? So very good point, Joshua. Look at what the general sentiment is saying. What's the average person thinking that doesn't really pay attention to crypto? Are they bullish or bearish? If they're bearish, probably a good time to buy. If they're bullish, probably a good time to sell. Jaix4689. How do you pronounce your name? Jaixx. Jax. VeChain was advertised a lot during last night's UFC fights. Every single UFC fight they're advertised. They've been sponsored by the UFC or paid for the UFC to sponsor them for like a long time now. Andre, should we buy Silvergate stock now? I don't know. I don't trade stocks. CR08, hey Connor, can you please look at caps? Sure. What is caps? So CAP's certainly looking very strong over here. It's in a parabolic curve. And it's definitely not the time to buy this, in my opinion. If you look at this, it just swept this high wick from March. It swept it and got rejected pretty hard. This is already it already dropped from this 40%. Look, if you're looking for somewhere to buy CR08, this is your level of interest lower. Below 3 cents is the level to pay attention to lower. And higher if you're looking for kind of profit targets if you're already in it. Yeah, basically 7.8, 8.9, and 10 cents. But I personally wouldn't necessarily recommend something that's in such a steep parabolic curve. I just put it in log right now. I'm not going to look at log scale. Log scale is just annoying. So you should be concerned when this begins to break this parabolic curve that it's in right now. And it's very subjective how you draw the parabola. There's no doubt about that. But watch for it to break the parabolic curve. That's your sign to just get out. All right, so draw it on your own chart. And when it breaks this parabolic curve, you should not be the one playing musical chairs with nowhere to stand. Just get out of town. Marabito, does crypto have a future anymore? Yes, 100% crypto has a future, Marabito. Do not let all of the uncertainty plague your mind from the bigger picture here. Cryptocurrency is a global revolution. The SEC is one governmental body of one country in the world. They really are just abusing their power that they've held for the past, century or so, since the early 1900s, when the U.S. became the world superpower with the Federal Reserve, etc., etc. Right? The SEC is still riding off of the coattails from what they did 100 years ago. In reality, they have zero power over crypto. They are trying to exercise their power right now, and it can only work for so long. Crypto is not going anywhere. I've said it many times here on the channel. The main coins in crypto are the actual cryptocurrencies. Most of the stuff you see on the market are not cryptocurrencies, right? They're ERC-20 smart contracts. The actual cryptocurrencies are the ones that will, in my opinion, stand the test of time. And these are the proof of work cryptocurrencies. The coins like Bitcoin, the coins like Litecoin, the coins like Monero, even Dogecoin. Dogecoin permanently merged with Litecoin. Whenever you mine Litecoin, you also mine Dogecoin. Litecoin secures the Dogecoin blockchain essentially. Right, so you cannot discount Doge. Proof of work as well. Right, these are the actual currencies. They are not smart contract ERC-20 tokens like 99% of the market. All right, so that's why I do recommend to hold these actual cryptocurrencies in your portfolio and not the garbage that makes up 99% of the market. Yes, a lot of the time, the garbage will outperform the good stuff, but that's because it's a very speculative and crazy market run by apes. right? Run by actual apes that just buy anything. So that's the situation. But yes, crypto has a future. Make money with Hera, the best crypto alpha on the Discord. Indeed, definitely get in the Discord if you guys aren't already. All details are on cryptoempirecode.io. Can you please show how to put a stop loss on Binance for a spot trader? RH, go to my channel and search. Let me see. Look, I can't even use Binance anymore. But I used to be able to. Do I have? I think I do have a Binance tutorial up here. Yeah, I do. All right, so I show you how to do that. I made this. This was in 2021, right? This was like 2 years ago. It's an unlisted video though, but I can show you how to do it on Bitget. I've already made multiple exchange tutorial videos, and you should be able to figure it out. So, yeah. Go ahead and watch my tutorial videos. It teaches you how to set up a stop loss on the spot exchanges. The inspiring channel is Gala at 1 cent possible in the worst case. Will it go back to the lowest channel? Let's go take a look at it. Is 1 cent possible? I doubt it comes down to this low. Personally, the lowest I see it going, let me see how that lines up with my Fibonacci. Yeah, this is it. This is where I would be waiting for. I wouldn't wait for a penny. This is at 2.5 cents to 2.3 cents. Your 78.6 rally-based rally demand zone, also clear support level from over here back in December and late November of 2022 on Gala. So 2.5 cents, that's your level. RH saying thank you, you're the best. No problem, RH, glad I could help you out. Leon, Connor, do you have any course? Yes, I do. I do indeed. Go to my website, cryptoempirecode.io, and I've made free courses. All right, if you go to free resources over here, you can get my ebook, a lot of good stuff in there. And then I made this. This is a 2-hour course basically for free, available. And I also have my full trading course that's not free. You got to pay for that, but it's all available on my website. And that teaches you exactly pretty much everything that I know about trading. So go ahead and check that out. RH saying you got so much amazing knowledge on this channel, too good. Thank you, RH. I'm glad that you were able to see that and make use of it. Appreciate your support. So is Oasis Rose good to hold right now? So Rose, this looks almost exactly like Lido LDO. Now with Rose, I made my video about it. If you guys recall, in my Oasis Rose video, it was right before this pump. Right, I talked about Rose over here at around 5.4 cents. Unfortunately, price is now back to that support level, or fortunately, depending on how you look at things. If you're looking to buy more Rose at lower prices, this is actually a very good thing. But if you bought Rose anywhere up here, you're now underwater, all right, which is not cool. It's not good, but it happens. Now, the question was thoughts on holding Rose at the moment. Here's the thing. Thoughts on holding any altcoin at the moment. You need to understand that we are very much so at risk of a huge nuke. Right? We're talking 40, 50, 60, 70% on altcoins. 20 to 40% on Bitcoin and ETH. 40 to 60% on altcoins is a good estimate on how bad it could actually get here if all the SEC stuff is true, which I do think it is actually true. So thoughts on holding any altcoin is you have the risk of significant drawdown right now. So with Rose, if it was to drop, it's already down from this pump 31%. A 60% drop puts it all the way back down to the bottom over here at 3.3 cents. I don't know if that happens. A 40% drop puts it at 5.1 cents. That is more realistic as a word for it that I could use here. It's more realistic. Back to around 5 cents. But even still, if it drops to 5 cents from current price, that's another 12%. So, yeah, just understand right now, good chance that we're at risk of a big drop, but you're already down 31% from the high. You're coming into the golden pocket support here. Just be okay with more drawdown if you want to hold it, essentially. That's the only answer I could give. I don't know if this is all just going to pass tomorrow and everything is going to be jolly and happy and we can just keep on pumping. Or if this is very real and we're going to nuke further. But I wouldn't ignore the warning signs. The warning signs are all there. Just like when Luna collapsed, the warning signs were there. Just like when FTX collapsed, the warning signs were there. And we do have warning signs flashing in our face right now, saying to pay the heck attention. So yeah, that's my answer for that. And that goes with any altcoin. Rigoberto showing support, saying like the information being discussed, smash the like button. Really appreciate that, Rigoberto. Thank you for your support, my friend. We got Stephanie Parisian. What's going on, Stephanie? How are you? W. Wallace saying g'day, Connor. What's happening, W. Wallace? Gala, Rose, HBAR, and ZIL. Let's take a look at HBAR here. So, in my HBAR video, main support level, that was talked about over here at 6.2 cents. And almost to the exact tick, we have the price respecting the main support level on the chart. Now let's not forget the big March announcement coming up on March 20th. Look at Brave AI. Oh, this is a weird website. Let's not go on this. ConspiracyDailyUpdate.com. Save that for off the YouTube stream. So yeah, the ISO is now implementing their new thing on March 20th. And HBAR, Stellar, XLM, Ripple, Quant, XDC, Algo, right? They're all these special coins that the banksters work with. So they're all, I mean, listen, if Gary Gensler is saying that everything other than Bitcoin is a security, then they're going to say that this is a security too. Right? Just like they're saying XRP is a security, that's why they've been in a lawsuit with them for 3 years. So really nothing is safe, but you would think that these would be the safest. Now, if you look at HBAR, yeah, this was screaming in your face. This daily bearish divergence was screaming in your face saying that this was not going to last. Obviously, that's hindsight. But yeah, HBAR over here at 6.25, bouncing off of the main support. Problem is the trend is down. So when it does inevitably come back into this drop base drop supply zone, we're going to see how price action reacts from it. Typically in a downtrend, when price action is retesting a supply zone to the upside, it's going to go ahead and hold that as resistance and then break through the corresponding support level like so. So maybe something like this plays out on HBAR where it comes back down around 5 cents, maybe even test sub 5 in this price action. But yeah, who knows? Definitely could be a sell the news rumor with the ISO, or a sell the news event with their big implementation on March 20th. This has been talked about for years, and it's finally happening. But it's at a very uncertain time in the market. And then Zilliqa. Another one. They're staring in your face with that daily bearish divergence. So Zilliqa on the daily time frame. Decent run. Almost a 2.5x. If you look at current price, it's sitting on a big support level right now. Previous big resistance level. Here's the thing. You guys know I like to keep it very real. I've seen many times, there's been many instances where you think the big support level is going to hold. You think it's going to hold, but it doesn't. And it just melts through. Right now could be one of those times. We could definitely bounce first. Right, we could go retest the highs and then come back down to support. We just got a $4.99 super chat from Albert Amari. Thank you, Albert, for that $4.99 super chat. I greatly appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is don't be surprised if all of your favorite cryptos that have, you know, the narratives going for them, whether it's the ISO coins or the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade and the liquid staking derivative coins, right? All these coins have big news events, all good stuff on paper, but it very well could be a sell the news, and these support levels just get melted through, like absolutely melted through, decimated. So, yeah. Zilliqa, your next main level to the downside is going to be the December open, and this is at 2.2 cents. But Albert, thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Albert was saying, did you end up looking at HNS? And if so, did you like the project? I know it's probably just some random altcoin, but I think it's super solid. I never really looked at HNS, Albert. No. Oh, yeah, Handshake. That's right. So here's the thing. Nothing against you or Handshake. It's just that in my line of work here as a content creator for crypto, whether it's here on YouTube, on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, I get like, it's not hundreds of questions an hour, but I get so many questions every single day where a lot of stuff just goes over my head. And HNS was one of those, so nothing against you, but yeah, this one also kind of went over my head. Here we go. So a lot of wicks here, a lot of sellers at these levels. There is no break-in structure yet. I would be paying attention to this trend line. And when this trend line breaks, look, it's not necessarily the time to be going into fresh positions. Right, but if you're already in HNS and you're wondering like what you should do right now, well, what you should do is you should watch this trend line. When this trend line breaks, you should get out. You should just get out. Usually I say not financial advice, and I'll say it again, NFA, but listen, when this trend line breaks, you should get the heck out of it. Just take your money and run. But yeah, right now market structure is still intact, so not necessarily anything to worry about yet. Possibly some more upside, but again, Watch for that trend line break, and that's your signal to leave. What does a security mean? I don't live in the USA. Well, a security basically means that they didn't go through the normal SEC compliance to sell a new asset on the market. Or they kind of just went ahead and took money from investors without going through the actual compliance procedures. So yeah, the SEC wants money, of course. They want compliance, they want their fees, and if you avoid them, they're going to go after you. So that's a basic premises of what it is. Labradoodle Connor, how low do you think Litecoin can go? Let's look at Litecoin here. So, you guys remember what I was talking about a minute ago with trendline breaks and, you know, HNS breaking trend lines, stuff like that? Well, we got it on Litecoin here, guys. One of the majors showing a big break in market structure to the downside, confirmed trendline break. So, yeah, that's a little bit concerning. How low can it go? Here, 78, maybe sub 80. Depends though. It does depend on this Litecoin Bitcoin chart. Now, this is concerning. This is very concerning. Reason I say it's concerning is we have a situation on our hands where the price action is making consistent lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, on the same horizontal support level. This is known as a descending triangle, and typically when we have a setup like this, it ends up breaking down to the downside. The most famous example of this pattern playing out in the market that I can think of is Bitcoin in 2018. I will quickly show you that. Kind of go back in time over here, and what happened was we had this kind of horizontal support zone on Bitcoin. After the 2017 all-time high, and then what happened? We had the high, we came down close to that support level, nice bounce, but we made a lower high. Came right back down to that same support level, bounced, lower high, right back down to the same support level, bounce, lower high, bounce. This one is actually a sweep swing failure pattern, still lower high. Then what happened? Came back down to that support, and it just nuked, threw everything up, all over the floor. Well, that's kind of what Litecoin versus Bitcoin looks like right now. The more that this chart develops, the more that I don't like the looks that it's giving us. Right, it's like the sketchy guy at the bar giving us weird looks right now, right? Kind of warning us something's about to go down. And yeah, it's kind of there. It's all there. We have the horizontal support level, consistent lower highs. As a trader, I go off of pattern recognition. And my pattern recognition is saying that this is not looking great. Maybe a miracle comes and we break this trend line to the upside, but this looks like it wants to puke. It wants to throw everything up and go lower. And if that happens, then the dollar pair is also going to drop. So yeah, $80, $78 here, possible, maybe 75. We have a zone. I don't know. It depends how bad it actually will get. Maribito saying, I think Gary Gensler took the short. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Elvis, thoughts on Matic and DYDX? We'll go take a look at them. Keep on clicking on my wrong chart. Let's click this one. So Matic. Again, if you guys watched my ZK video from last week, talked about that main breakout level at $1.03. It's getting a lot closer to that. It's getting a lot closer back to $1. Only 10% away now, which is really, you can blink and it'll be there in this market. So Matic, another one, right? If we were kind of using that trading plan that I outlined on my Friday night video on Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? You would have drawn your fib, and you would have selected your preset where all it has is the 50% to measure the range. Okay, and like this was exactly what I was looking for on Ethereum. But Ethereum didn't give it. Only altcoins gave it. Right, where it broke the range low. Beautiful V-shaped recovery right back. Now it's using the mid-range as resistance right here at the 50% at $1.15. But anyway, Matic gave that exact kind of plan that I had for ETH and BTC, but ETH and BTC didn't give it to us. Now we're getting awfully close to the 103 breakout level. All right, so that's your kind of first area of interest. And then the December open as well, I have marked, and that lines up very well with support on the chart. And that's going to be at around 93 cents. So to the downside, these are your levels. Now also, I'm very aware of the fact of the decline of this descent. If you guys have watched my trading videos and my tutorials and stuff like that, you're aware how I've spoken about kind of the descent and how important it is. I feel like my light bulb is going out. I feel like it's like flashing in my face right now. If you guys see the light flashing, or let me know if it's just me and my eyesight. But anyways, the volume of this descent, I'm very aware of the fact that this is like well overdue for a bounce. And this looks like a falling wedge too. So this looks like it wants to bounce, plain and simple. It does, right? This is a very steep decline down, 30%. Let me check this RSI. Nothing clear, maybe some hidden, but just watch it. Watch for a break of this trend line and a confirmed retest, and then you can look for longs. But yeah, right now momentum is undoubtedly to the downside, so don't be surprised if it comes back down and it sits on this 103 support level for a while and possibly even comes down to around low 90s. Now DYDX. So let me see something really quick. Hey, my name is Con. So DYDX, this was my video from Friday. All right, and I made the plan pretty simple. If we look at this, I mean, come on. Come on. Literally. Kind of exactly what we outlined here on DYDX. So now we're bouncing, and as you see, we're using the previous bottom of the range as resistance now. So this is a big test. I mean, if Bitcoin and ETH push higher here, DYDX is going to reclaim and come test the top of the range at 270. So that's a big move on the table here. But personally, I would look for another sweep. With DYDX, you need to wait for the sweep. Otherwise, you're going to get chopped up in the middle. Right now is one of those points where you're kind of in the middle. Yes, you're at resistance. But if you're looking to trade this for like a day trade scalp, I would wait for another sweep of like 230, 238. Watch for it to reclaim and then look for a setup higher. Or even better, wait for a sweep at 235. And you should be money with that. But yeah, DYDX following the outline plan that we gave on Friday evening here, right here on YouTube. If you guys enjoyed that video, smash up the like button on that video in this live stream. But yeah, I mean, this thing on the daily, look at this range that it's in. I mean, it's just swinging back and forth. Total non-directional volatility, right to the highs, right to the lows. Huge swings in between of like 30%, but it's literally going nowhere. 40% swings, but it's not making any progress. So a big chop fest on the higher time frames. Right now, it is in the bear market range, below $2.75 as well. So, yeah, not really necessarily great. Would not be surprised if it came and tested some lower levels as well. If we do have a full-on kind of crypto contagion continuation with the SEC going after all of the big DeFi protocols. We have them attacking crypto banks like Silvergate, going after the on-off ramps. We got our boy Gary Gensler saying that every cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin is a security. So a lot of reasons to kind of have your switched on right now. It's not a time to be asleep. It's a time to be paying attention and watching out for what's going to happen next. Andre, do you think tomorrow it's a pump or dump? I'm wondering what's going to happen with the stonk market. Stonks pushed up like crazy on Friday, right? If stonks retrace and they come back down and test demand or the trend line again, most likely that's going to be the nail in the coffin for crypto, and crypto is just going to roll over and not look too good. Let's see. NASDAQ will pump tomorrow for no reason. Watch, but CNBC will always come up with some reason. Do you have a personal PayPal link you can drop into your description instead of sending you super chats, because I know YouTube taxes heavily? Yeah, I do. I suppose I could do that. If you want my PayPal username, shoot me a message on Telegram right now. I'll answer that after the stream. Tintin, Connor, MTV, please. We'll look at MTV. Multivac. This was very popular last bull run. Let's go to a log scale chart here. And if we look at this, hasn't really been doing too much. Still kind of dead. Current price, I mean, yeah, it's at a good level. This is down, I'd say, what, 99% from the all-time high, 96%. 95.9% from the all-time high. Right now it is using this previous resistance from the 2020 bear market as support, so that's a good sign. Now to the downside, don't ignore the fact that we have more of these levels present. Right, we have another one at 0.005792, 0.00030 zeros there actually. So don't ignore that. Right, that's at around half of half of a penny. All right, so a really small fraction of 1 cent. if it does make its way down here. Right now it's 11% to 1 penny. So yeah, MTV, Multivac, it's definitely a sleeper. This thing, what, has like a $10 million market cap, maybe even less? Yeah, less. Like $1 million. $4 million market cap. So very low market cap. It's a micro cap, so that comes with a lot of risk automatically. You know, somebody can easily take $2 million out of this thing and it drops 50%. You have to be aware of that something like that can happen. And if it drops 50%, it's literally going right to the level that I just outlined on the chart. So that could happen, but to the upside, it does have upside, because if you look at this, as far as I am concerned, these candles are all accumulation. Somebody asked me earlier in the live stream, you know, how do we find coins that are about to pump? Well, you look at the price action, and right now on Multivac, it has those accumulation candles that we see in a bear market before the big expansive moves, either up or down. And Multivac has that. But regardless, if it comes down 50% more to this level, that's a buying level. And your upside targets, I would just kind of use every 100% move as a target, because they all line up perfectly with resistance levels at 100% moves. 0.0002, you have 0.0003. And then, you know, 0.005, etc., etc. But yeah, this thing, it's a micro cap, so somebody can, in a second, make it drop 50% very easily. Opinions on Avalanche with regards to recent news. I'm not sure what the recent news is. Last news I heard about Avalanche was the Amazon web storage news. Watts Pay. What's up, Woody? How are you? Thanks for the weekend video. No problem. Hope it was helpful. If anybody paid attention to that DYDX trading plan, it executed perfectly. Bitcoin and ETH didn't give us the setups, though. Sierra, can you please look at DAFI thoughts? Let me see something real quick. So WadsPay is, somebody asked me about this last week. It's not listed on any exchange. Hard to chart. Just look at it. Look at this chart. It's dead. So that's kind of good if you want it to pump. You want it to be dead like that before a big pump. I don't know what the big Avalanche news is, so I can't answer that question. And then DAFI is the last coin we're going to look at for this live stream. Then we're going to go ahead and start to wrap it up. DAFI is no bueno, man. DAFI is no bueno right now. This thing pumped 10x in 2 days. Oh, this is a weekly chart, but it pumped 10x in a week, basically. And now it is distributing higher. Listen, the DAFI, you know, their team, all the people that were buying in the bear market, whoever had DAFI tokens, they probably all sold it up here. Now you got all the people that bought it up here realizing they're like, oh man, I just bought somebody else's 10x. I should probably also get out. This ain't looking too good. This ain't looking too good at all. Right, this move is already, it's already down 65% from the highs. Yeah, it's not looking good at all. I wouldn't want to be holding any of this right now, personally. It's got a long way to go down. This is your first level, 0.08, 0.008. here's the thing. This thing took off. Let's see the market cap. Right now, we don't have the same market conditions that we had in January and early February. All right, this thing is still a $9 million market cap. That's very low. But you have to understand that it went 23x in like a week. That's not sustainable at all. So yeah, I would expect this to retrace further. Plain and simple. It already showed you that it's bearish, that it's in a downtrend. How do I know that? Well, we look at the price action, we look at the chart. We have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, and then a lower low. So this is in a downtrend, and it pumped 23x in a week. So just plain and simple, expect a big correction. It's already down 60% from the top. Let's see this. And your next levels are, yeah, a penny and 0.006. I like my demand level at 0.008 for DAFI. But yeah, it's in a downtrend. We just got a $10 super chat. It's actually in New Zealand dollars though. So I mean, it's, how much is that in US dollars? Regardless, thank you for the support, Bounty Hunter. Really appreciate it. What are your thoughts on Digibyte, DGB? Digibyte is one of those OG blockchain cryptocurrencies. Been around for as long as crypto has been around, really. If you look at this return from the low in 2015, 33,600%. Market cap $167 million right now. Well, if you look at the TA here, folks, everything that I was drawing in early January worked out perfectly. And even this trade from over here in January hit. That cup and handle was exactly that, a cup and handle. Now what's happening with DGB is it is breaking market structure. You had that break, you had this break. However you want to draw it, it's breaking all the support levels. Along with pretty much every other coin out there right now. They're all breaking all the big support levels. So my thoughts on this are, it's also not looking great. Yeah, I mean, look at this. All the signs were there, all your warning signs. You had the daily bearish div. You had all the breaks to the trend lines, all the support trend lines broken. Now, it has the demand zone from the CPI meeting in February here. It has this order block, another demand level down here, which is basically, this demand zone is a reaction from this demand zone. So this is the actual zone on the chart that we'll go ahead and draw at 0.009 to 0.0089. And then you have the breakout level of the cup and handle at 0.0084. So if it's going to keep coming down, this is where it's coming. To these levels here. And then we can reevaluate, but yeah. Take the path of least resistance, and least resistance is to here. So maybe it can bounce. Maybe it wants to sweep this high. So that's why I would put a line there. And if you want to look to short it, you would wait for a bounce up to this level and then ride it down, right? Use a kind of a tight stop or something like that. Like so. Even tighter, 8% is kind of a lot. And you do something like that, right? You're just looking for a retest of this little supply zone. A quick sweep and then a flush down. But that's DGB. Gave you the higher time frame breakout from January, but along with everything else, it's losing momentum. It's breaking structure. A lot of bearish signals there. So The trend is your friend until the end. And right now the trend is down. Damascus saying buy everything. I like the plan, sir. Go for it. What's up, Connor? Thanks for the live, man. No problem. Coin operated. Appreciate all your insights, Connor. God bless. No problem, CRO. McNass saying, Connor, with this live stream, I feel like you would have been better off going over the few coins in good standing, since it seems like 95% of the market is looking bad. Well, here's the thing. When the market is looking bad, our friend Damak, how do you say your name? It's an odd name. I call him Damo. Our friend Damo over here saying buy everything. Look, when the market is scary like it is now, usually it's a very good time to buy. Right? You want to be greedy when others are fearful. But here's the thing. The macro is still very bleak. We're still technically in a bear market. And that works until it doesn't. We just got a $20 super chat from Woody Herzog. Thank you so much for that super chat, Woody. Have an awesome Sunday. Really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that super chat. Anyway, what I was saying, when things look bleak like they do now, where we have the SEC saying they want to go after all the DeFi stuff, and you got Gensler saying that everything is a security, usually times of peak maximum fear are the greatest times to buy. And you could say that, yeah, one of these times is right now. We're currently in one of those times where everybody is too scared and they're overreacting, and we should just buy because it's the bottom and this is all FUD and we're just going to resume the up. But something inside me says that, and I know for a fact, the U.S. hates crypto. They hate it. It takes away the power from the U.S. dollar. So these rumors could very well 100% all be true. I think they very much are true. So personally, if we get a big flush, say Bitcoin drops another 20% and altcoins drop another 50%, that's the time to buy everything. Right now, not necessarily the time. I can 100% be wrong, and this could be the bottom, and we go and we break 25K from here. But who knows? Who knows? I think I'm probably going to be correct on this one. But because let's not forget, right before Celsius collapsed, I was here live saying to get all of your money out of Celsius. My hunches have been wrong and right in the past. I don't have a 100% hit rate about these big hunches, but right now I have one of those hunches that is saying just be a little bit cautious. So I'm not selling all of my holdings, but I'm not necessarily buying everything. I hope that makes sense. I wonder what you guys think. Let me know in the live chat your thoughts on the current situation in the cryptocurrency market. I am going to go ahead and start to wrap it up right now. Wrap up the stream. We've been going for about an hour and a half. We covered a lot of coins. And, you know, McNaz saying I should have just stuck to the ones that are doing well. We'll look at IMX actually before we go. Somebody asked me about it in the beginning of the stream. So ETH Denver is going on right now. I mean, look, this thing isn't necessarily doing great. This reminds me, if we look at Kaleo and this reminds me of this meme. When somebody says a coin's doing great right now, it's like I get this picture in my head. Yeah, it's definitely pumping today, but if you look at the chart, it's pumping right into big resistance. So what I would look for is, depending on how this daily candle closes, if the candle can close, say, above, this is really the main wick, this one. Wrong line. If the candle closes above this line, then yeah, it's bullish. But as I see IMX right now, this is just another retest of supply. This gray box that I just put on the chart is supply, and it's testing this wick high. As you see, it's already swept it 3 times. Every single time the candle has closed below the supply zone. So you have to treat this current pump as another retest, a bearish retest. Watch how this daily candle closes in 2 hours and 40 minutes. But if it closes the body again below the gray box, definitely be a little bit concerned. And yeah, over the course of this hour-and-a-half live stream, I'm not sure how many times I showed you a chart where it had this daily bearish divergence. And IMX also very clearly has it, where the price action just kept on going up, right? This thing peaked on the RSI over here on January 17th when it was 64 cents. It was strongest. Now it's up here at $1.30, and it's just weak sauce. All right, it was still oversold here, but it was really oversold at 64. Anyways, this is, as far as I'm concerned, a bearish retest. Probably would be a pretty good short too. Something like that. Something like that. Risking 5 to make 20. Yeah, that's IMX. But anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Woody's saying in Voyager, that saved me 10K in Bitcoin. Good to hear that, Woody. Really appreciate your support on that $20 super chat. Thank you so much for all of your support, Woody. Delio saying thanks for the live. Have a great Sunday. Thank you, Delios. Glad that I was able to help you out. Make Money with Harry saying thanks for the live, Connor. Have an awesome evening. Thank you, Harry. You as well. Leon, have a nice day, Connor. And CRO, 100% feel that way. Trust your gut instinct. Yep, I agree, CRO8. Thank you for your support, my friend. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream now. If you guys want to support the channel and you don't trade with Bitget yet, go ahead and sign up with Bitget using my link down in the description below. As you see, create your Bitget account. If you do sign up with that link, it does go straight back to the channel, and you get a ton of deposit bonuses as well as discounts and fees. So I appreciate your support. Also, if you want to get in the Crypto Empire inner circle, go to my website, cryptoempirecode.io, and hit join Discord at the top. And you can go ahead and get yourself a seat in the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group. Now, if you have any questions for me, ask them here in the live chat when I'm live. Ask them in a comment on YouTube. Ask me in Telegram. If I don't have the answer, I'll point you to a Telegram group. All right, somebody was asking me the other day about WASDR, which is a low-cap gaming coin I've talked about a few times. And, somebody was asking me really, really specific questions about the project. And you have to understand, I don't have anything to do with these teams of the project. So if I don't know the answer, I'm going to point you to their Telegram group where they can better answer your questions. All right, so if I don't have the answer for you, I'll tell you where to go, basically. But yeah, I'm here to help. So really appreciate everybody's support. And have an amazing Sunday, or if it's already Monday where you are, have a great rest of your week. Just getting started right now. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here in the market. Definitely a time to, again, like I said, to not be asleep, to be paying attention, because there are some ominous warning signs in the air right now, kind of like we had back in May of 2022, right before Luna hit the wall and went down hard. So we'll see. As more developments come to light, I will be sure to update you. And, I'm watching everything right now. We're on high alert, so we'll see what does happen here. But anyways, I hope that you guys did enjoy this live stream. Smash up the like button if you haven't already smashed up that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Turn on all bell notifications if you already don't have all bell notifications turned on. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire. I appreciate all of your support, and I will see you